Hey guys, now in the late 1970s, nuclear war was still an active concern. People all over the planet prepared for it and built bunkers where they could survive the aftermath of the planet-wide catastrophe. At that time, Americans fairly often dug out small emergency bunkers right in their backyards. The likelihood of the Cold War turning hot was high. One American, Bruce Beach, then began to build his own bunker. Now, Bruce used to live in Chicago and was an electrical engineer. But when President John F. Kennedy advised Americans to store preserved foods in case of a nuclear attack, Bruce thought about the best way to stay safe during nuclear war. That was to leave the city, maybe even the country. So, in 1970, he moved to a small town in Canada, 2 hours outside Toronto. But that wasn't enough, and Beach began building his own bunker in 1980. He found a place he thought was perfect for it, the small Canadian town of Hornings Mills, Ontario. He bought land and started equipping his future bunker. Then during the 5 years from 1980 to 1985, he bought school buses. In total, he needed 42 buses costing $12,500. And at the same time, he started digging a 4-meter deep hole. He was helped by volunteers who thought this idea was interesting, or maybe they just wanted to reserve a spot in the bunker, just in case. The acquired buses were carefully placed in the hole and covered by a thick layer of concrete and soil. They were to be the base of the nuclear bunker's infrastructure. When he was asked, why buses? He answered, they have steel roofs, so they are excellent for a bomb shelter. The American carefully buried equipment and built a complex, protective labyrinth. Starting in 1985, Beach, an electric engineer, began equipping his bunker. He also gave the bunker an original name, Ark 2, as a reference to the biblical worldwide flood. For over 30 years and on an area of almost 1,000 square meters, Bruce created a real underground city. The bunker is designed for 500 people, of which 80% must be children. There are sleeping sections for men and women, children's rooms, and several shower rooms, a kitchen and conference hall, disinfection rooms, and even a separate dentist office and wash house. In a word, there's everything here needed to stay and use the products of civilization as long as possible underground. He was able to organize an autonomous electricity system using diesel-based electric generators, and also provided heating, running water, a complex air recirculation system, and food and water stores that would last for a few decades. Now, to be clear, the bunker has clearly aged over time. But Bruce Beach hasn't given up and keeps his bunker battle-ready. He has to restock the food once every 10 years since it spoils. Now, Beach himself said even he doesn't know how many tons of food he's had to throw away all these years. Currently, Ark 2 is the largest private bunker in North America. Bruce is now well over 80 and resembles the biblical elder greatly. Most of his time is spent on protecting his baby from the government and firefights. They are displeased by the dangerous structure, he thinks. Now, the local government has sued him over 30 times, and the bunker was sealed after 2 fires. Besides that, the nuclear bunker has constantly been attacked by hooligans, rat invasions, and flooding. But Ark 2 survived it all, confirming its toughness. Locals call Bruce crazy, and even kids don't support him, but he doesn't let that get him down, and keeps believing that sooner or later, the structure might be useful and help save people from possible threats. Hey, that's all for today. Be sure to like the video if you liked it, and we'll see you again soon.